I heard that Jeep and Ram can't sell trucks. Now, for those of you that are familiar with the automotive um, landscape, the F-150, the Ford F-150 is the top selling vehicle every single year for like the last 1 million years. The F Series is the top selling vehicle for every year, right? And there's been a disruption, right? Part of the disruption is we going over to electrification. Another part of the disruption is inflation, right? So pricing is an issue. Manufacturing, logistics, right? But then another caveat on there is that we don't have enough qualified buyers. Now, I've been telling y'all and I've been having a conversation with y'all for an extended period of time now, and I've been telling y'all that credit is just the gamification to try to get you to spend more money on things that you don't need. By the time you get done paying the interest on these things, because most of y'all don't have cheap loans, but by the time you get done paying the interest on whatever it is that you financed, it's all hit. You've paid more than double, more than triple for whatever it is that you was gonna buy. Even your homes. A lot of the homes that y'all purchasing today, you're gonna wind up paying triple and quadruple for it by the time that you get done getting that out of the mortgage company's hands, and you're still gonna be paying property taxes on it. So because most people don't understand how money works, and I think that the biggest way for you to see whether or not we truly in a recession, regardless of whether or not the government declares it as a recession or not, the best way for you to see or get a pulse on what's happening is A, housing, B, credit, and then C, what's going on with repossessions and dealerships not being able to sell cars. Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I'm going to be reading Super Chat shortly. Let me go ahead and get into this because I want to share this with y'all and I want y'all to help. Want to help y'all to see what's going on.
They're selling this Grand Wagoneer for $114,000.
Can you imagine? Do y'all know what a Grand Wagoneer is? Do y'all know what a Grand Wagoneer is? A Grand Wagoneer is like the Navigator that Lincoln has. It's like the Escalade that Cadillac has, but Jeep. Jeep came out with a Grand Wagoneer. Let me look it up for y'all. I'm gonna show you what it looked like for those of y'all that's not familiar. We got a lot of ladies in here, and they not familiar with what a Grand Wagoneer looks like. So, for all intents and purposes, let me see if I can get this up here. This is a Grand Wagoneer, all right? This is what a Grand Wagoneer looks like. It looks like a Jeep, right? Like a Jeep Grand Cherokee, but it's huge. It's much bigger. This is a Grand Wagoneer, okay? Now, if you look at the inside of it, I'm going to show you the inside. This is what it looks like on the inside. Right? Cool. Nothing major, you know. Got a screen on that side, screen in the middle. Kind of reminds you of how it is that they tried to design the screens when it came to the new Range Rovers, right? The Urus. They got two screens in the middle, right? But then they threw one on the side, whatever, right? But it's nothing like groundbreaking or anything like that. Can you imagine spending $114,000 plus tax on a fucking Jeep? $114,000 on a Jeep.
This Jeep dealership is absolutely loaded with these Cherokees. You come up to this Cherokee, the MSRP on this is $70,400. It's $91,000. $71,000 for a truck, and it's a two-wheel drive truck.
$91,000 for a Jeep Cherokee, bro. For a Cherokee. $91,000. You got to be crazy, bro.
It's not a four-wheel drive truck. Right at $40,000 for their cheap version of their SUVs. All of these are all pre-repoed vehicles. So we're also going to check a Toyota and a Honda dealer today. I'm here with my wife. All right, you start it.
We're at Jeep today.
We're at a Jeep Dodge Ram dealership today, and they're sucking right now. So they're actually having the hardest time of any other OEMs actually selling their vehicles. Their day supply is higher than any other manufacturer right now. And we're coming out here to see what kind of prices they're trying to get for these vehicles, because we know they're overpriced. So we're going to see if the dealers are trying to help them sell any vehicles, or if we're still going to get a lot of these bogus markups. All right, so last time we were at this Jeep dealership, they actually only had 3 Grand Wagoneers, and now they have 6 that are right here and then 1 up on the hill. So they have over double the inventory of these Grand Wagoneers that we saw last time, and I'll tell you why. Come over here with me. So this is a 2023 Grand Wagoneer. The MSRP on this is $110,000. But not only that, we have dealer add-ons that equate to about $3,000. This dealership right here, they're selling this Grand Wagoneer for $114,000. It's crazy.
They're not selling it.
So as you can see, this Jeep dealership is...
Oh, I'm muted. I was muted. If it's cool. As I was just saying, yo, could you imagine pulling up to the dealership and you got the options between getting a Range Rover, a Escalade, a used G-Wagon, a Porsche Cayenne, and a Grand Wagoneer, and they say, we got this Grand Wagoneer for 110 bands. No fucking way, bro.
Is absolutely loaded with these Cherokees, and there's a good reason for it. You come up to this Cherokee, the MSRP on this is $70,400. This is
for a Cherokee. $70,000 for a Cherokee. Where are we at, in the Twilight Zone? Listen. As a person that has a significant amount of resources that I have, the day that I spend $70,000 on a Cherokee is the day that I just stop driving altogether. The day that I spend 70 bands on a Cherokee or $114,000 on a Jeep Grand Wagoneer is the day I just go ahead and lose it, bro. I'm done. I'm just gonna divest myself from the car market altogether. It's one of the reasons why I like New York. See, one thing, people complain about the prices of living expenses and stuff here. One of the reasons why they can justify it is that they got a decent public transportation system. New York, Boston, places like that. You don't even have to own a car in these places, right? But I'm never spending 70 bands on a fucking Jeep, bro.
Is a Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's a Summit model, so it's their higher trim level, but it's still a Grand Cherokee nonetheless. This is not a Lexus. This is not a Mercedes. This is not a BMW. This is not a luxury vehicle. They want it to be a luxury vehicle, but it still has the Jeep emblem on it, and they're just not there yet. And on top of that, you get dealer add-ons.
When did Jeep become a luxury vehicle brand?
You got door edge guards, $300. Door cups, $300. Window tint, $500.
Door cups, $300.
Nitrogen, the fancy air, $200. You get wheel locks that are $149. You get low jack, $1,500. So your addendum total is $3,100. So the total price for this Jeep Grand Cherokee at this dealership is $73,000. All right, now, so a lot of this is actually by design. Jeep has, they've stated, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, they've stated that they want to actually keep their prices higher and sell fewer cars and be able to keep their margins up. And they feel like this is better for their company. They want to actually market themselves as more of a luxury brand than.
I do agree with the idea that, now I think those prices is out of control because it's a difference between keeping your price high and pricing yourself out the market. It's a delicate balance that you have to have as a person that's selling a product, right? And the delicate balance is, and I'm gonna tell y'all how they're able to get these moved. I'm gonna tell you exactly how they're able to get them moved. The delicate balance that you have to have is that people think that just because they got high prices, that makes you a better, more exclusive brand, and it doesn't. You also have to be able to market it effectively. And the problem with Jeep is that when you see that J, lowercase e, lowercase EP, nobody looks at Jeep and says luxury brand. I certainly don't. I don't remember the last time anybody told me, yo, you got that luxury Jeep. It's never hit for me like that, right? I look at Jeep as like a rugged brand. It's supposed to be a truck brand. You know what I'm saying? So I don't look at it like that. But I agree with the fact that you kind of want to have a balance between not trying to be a volume, because now you're talking about quantity over quality, right? You're saying from a business perspective, if I can move a whole lot of product, have a smaller margins, and then increase my profitability that way, or I can move less product, right? Keep my margins higher, and then I can lower my manufacturing costs. So it's a balance for whatever it is that you're trying to do. The problem though, the problem though, is nobody sees Jeep, and you can't unsee what you saw. So it's almost like a chick for the streets, right? If I seen a chick for the streets and she was just a bust down, you're not gonna sit here and rebrand her to me and tell me that she's a higher quality of woman just because she put some different clothes on. It's the same product by the same company. You just rebranding her. I don't look at her any different. She's still a chick for the streets. You know what I'm saying? Whereas you get something like a Lamborghini or something like that, it's a completely different conversation. So I don't know what they're doing. I'm not sure that they got the right leadership in place.
What they have been. And going into these kind of economic times, it's tough for a brand to really do that, because again, I mean, they want to be a luxury brand, but they're not Mercedes, they're not BMW, they haven't really gained this kind of status yet. All right, so the Jeep Compass is one of their more economical offerings, right? So this is from Jeep, it's Jeep Compass.
No, I've never went to the dealership and said, "Hey, give me that Jeep Compass." And I'm gonna tell y'all how they even able to move this stuff.
I just said that. And so we're going to see what their economical version is for their SUVs. And so right here we have the 2023's Altitude. It's a 4x4, and the MSRP on it is $36,000. And you add your market addendums, your add-ons, your.
So basically, you're gonna be paying over $40,000 for a Compass, bro. Over $40,000 for a Compass. Maybe I'm just so out of the
wheel
loop.
locks, your door cups, your edge guards, your nitrogen. Love our nitrogen. And the total price here is still right at $40,000 for their cheap version of their SUVs. All right, check this out. It's a Jeep Compass, gray exterior, but we have a red side view mirror.
That looks so stupid. They putting red side view mirrors on a gray car now?
So this is what it actually looks like when we order our side view mirrors at our shop, and we sell cars for like $2,000. So we'll save some money and not get the right color. So usually we'll have a gold car and black side view mirror, but now Jeep's catching on. This is how they're saving money. All right, on top of them not being able to sell a lot of stuff, they're actually getting a lot more in. So all these Challengers, they don't have stickers on them yet. So these are all just coming in now. But what we're seeing is repo rates rise. And what do we see? We see Challengers, Chargers are two of the biggest vehicles that are actually getting repos that are being delinquent right now. So all of these are all pre-repoed vehicles.
That means that they know that they're going to get an unqualified buyer, a subprime buyer, and they're going to give you a loan. And you're going to pay that 17% interest for the first 2 years, and then you're going to turn your car in because you can't afford it anymore. Then they're going to send it over to the auction, and then you're going to get it repoed. Y'all going to be out there doing burnouts and chasing Amazon trucks, and then you're going to go ahead and turn your car in and fuck up your credit. That's basically what he's telling y'all.
That's terrible.
All right, so this is another thing we want to keep check on. So just like Ford, these the Ram trucks that are everywhere, they're still Dodges. They're absolutely everywhere, and we're seeing the inventory levels stock up. And these dealers, they can't move these trucks. And I mean, really, if they're $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 for these Ram trucks, we're seeing incentives come on. We're seeing a lot of these dealerships actually offer 10% off of a lot of these Ram trucks. But a lot of cases, they don't actually post it for sale. They'll do it in advertisements, but they've got to do a better job of actually trying to move these trucks, because they're.
You know, the interesting, let me tell y'all how they get y'all. And you can sell anybody to anybody, anything to anybody. This is how dealerships get y'all. The way that they get y'all is financing. The reason why credit is so bad is because it justifies you buying something at a price that you couldn't really afford, or that you wouldn't have spent on it if you had to pay cash for it.